Hi everyone, today we're going to be doing a pumpkin floral arrangement. I've got my pumpkin here and hopefully you guys would have already cut the top off, made sure that your dish and your oasis fits in the top of it, and emptied it halfway-ish. The reason why I don't empty it completely is because I feel like they last longer if they've still got some of the mushy stuff in. But yeah, you would have seen that I've cut the top off here. Made sure that my dish fits in there, and then sprayed a fair bit of watered down bleach into the pumpkin. This makes it last longer, it stops and prevents any bacteria growing in there, so the pumpkin will last longer. So we've got some gypsophilia, some lisianthus, some roses, some euc that has been sprayed like a burnt orangey red colour, and some greenery. So what you want to do is make sure that your oasis has been soaking. Don't push it to the bottom of the water, don't let there, because that way you get like bubbles in the oasis and it's not completely soaked. So what you want to do is just put it into a bowl, let it soak up the water for a few hours, and then you're good to go. So you just want to pop the bowl in like this. I wish I had a bigger pumpkin, but unfortunately this is the biggest one I could find, so we've just got to work with this. So what I normally would start off by doing is greenery and euc. And now what you want to do is, completely up to you how you want to do this, because it's your home, your characteristics, it's what you like. Find where best, can you see that? Find the best length of greenery around the outside, and then you just want to do that all the way around the pumpkin. Just like this, all on one layer. This is all on one level, and then we'll work our way up as we go around. Now, this is my first YouTube video, so I don't quite know how it is, but do let me know. I might speed this bit up so that you're not sitting there watching me do this for ages. You just go around the edge so that you're covering the dish. I think I'll definitely speed this bit up because it's quite quiet and we don't want that. Right, now I'm just going to go in with the euc. This is quite full, like this is full, this is fuller. So keep it the same length, but space it out more. Keep it the same length as what you've done the greenery. And you want to do this on the corner of your oasis here. So lift it up a layer and then just pop some in. And this, you don't have to be perfect with it. You haven't got to measure the gaps between it. You've not got to make sure that it all looks completely equal, although I do take the top bits off the oasis because sometimes they look a little bit crispy and turnt. So, you know, just do whatever you feel looks best, because after all it is your home where this will be going in. And I wanted to keep the orange. Also, you can spray the pumpkin whatever colour you want. You can spray it pink, you can spray it purple, you can spray it whatever colour you want. You should be able to get some spray paint from like your local hobby or hobby craft or whatever. If you've got any other local craft shops, that's the only one we have around here is Hobby Craft. But to be fair, I get all of mine from my wholesalers, so it's looking a little bit wild, and that's completely fine. You could always go so wild with the greenery. Like, I love the smell of eucalyptus as well, it's amazing. So I just always go really wild. I don't particularly have any, I've just been doing this for so many years that it just comes naturally, but What I will say is, I mean, it looks crazy. So you want to do one layer at the bottom, and then I've just put some longer bits at the top here of the green eucalyptus. And then you want to come up onto the edge, onto the angle bit of the oasis, and then just scatter some more in between it. I always do my jip last because that's a filler, and you don't want to do everything and then not be able to get your flowers in anywhere. So we're going to use Lizzie Anthus first, and what you want to do is, I normally do 5 or 6s to start off with. So let's do 6 because it's easier for you guys to understand it. So you want to do 6, and you don't always have to have like the single stems. Lizzie comes with little spare bits, and they'll open up, and I quite like them. It gives it like a wild look. Keep saying wild. So you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now whatever you do on this side, just mirror it. Just literally mirror it. So whatever you're doing on the other side of it. So if you can see, all of mine have been mirrored. I'll try and lift it. Oh, it's all mirrored. And that will give you a lush shape, and just gives you some idea of where you need to put the next flowers and etc, etc. So now you've done that on the bottom, you want to come up and then fill the gaps. So if you can see from here, I've got 2 here, so you want to come up again on the angle and then put one just in there, so it goes up, down, up, down. Again, you don't have to have the actual stems. If you like it that way, then go for it. It's just personal preference. It just depends on what you want and how you like it, how you want it to look. But these do open up, so they will look stunning. So just keep doing that all the way around. And as I was saying, I don't know if I finished my sentence. I like the orange because it goes with the pumpkin, and obviously pink is just stunning. So I've gone with pink flowers and an orange yolk with an orange pumpkin. I was going to do it all pink, but then I thought, is that going to be too much? It may well have not been, but you know, just play it safe. And then also, sometimes you get like these really long bits. We'll put them aside and we'll use them as a filler as well as the jip, because again, they open up, and you do not waste Lizzie, because Lizzie is lovely. Okay, so if you can see, it sort of goes there, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And then that one fell over a bit, up. Oh, she really does not want to stay in there. Up, in a minute. Down, up, down. And then you just want to put a few now in the middle. And again, it's best to use like these with like the longer stems in the middle, because again, personal preference, but I like the middle of mine to sort of be a bit taller and a little bit different. Add some different textures, some different levels. It'll all come together. And now these spare bits that you put aside, if you've got like the single stems of Lizzie, you can just pop them in there. So that's all my Lizzie. And this is how it's looking. So now I'll just go over and get the sprouts, like the closed Lizzies, and I'll just put them here and there, next to the stems that haven't got these. So you just turn, I say turn, I have one of these because this is my job. You can pick these up from Amazon. I mean, the turning plate was only, I think I might have paid about £10 for it from Amazon. But if you don't have a turning plate, you can just spin it with your hand, or or just walk around it. I find myself walking around my arrangements all the time. So that's all the Lizzie that I'm going to put in. Now for the roses. Oh, gorgeous. So be careful with your roses because they might be thorny, but these ones are not. So always take the outer petals off of your roses because, well, if you're buying from a wholesaler or your local florist, take the 9 times out of 10 the outer petals are kept on just to protect the flower from getting bruised or whatever. So when you get them, you'll be able to tell. Let me show you, because they're quite veiny. If you can see it, they're quite veiny. So take them off. And now the roses are going to go in between the bottom lilies. No, Lizzie. Sorry, I call it Lizzie. It's just how I know Lizzie Anther, so I don't say the long names. I just got a bit confused there. I meant Lizzie. See? Even I'm doing it. You can leave the bits of, you can leave the rose leaves on there if you want. Just to add, again, just some more texture in there. Completely up to you, you can take them off. And you can be as rough with this as you like. I know people think flowers are delicate. Flowers are delicate, but when it comes to, as long as you're handling the stem and not the head, you can honestly, do not be afraid to shove a flower into the oasis. And you have to make sure that in the oasis properly and firmly, that you've got enough length on the stem, because if they're not going to get enough water. So yeah, be as rough as you want with the stems. It's just the heads and the petals that you have to be careful with, because especially Lizzie and roses, they bruise really easily. So we've done that all the way around on the bottom layer now. And don't worry, you can still see the tray a little bit, but that's what the jip will come in for, because that fills all of the gaps that you can see. The tray you might still be able to see, bits of oasis you still might be able to see. The jip saves it all. So with the next 4, I'm just going to position these in between the Lizzies up here, up top. And again, try and go in between. So if you can see, I've got 2 roses here. I'm going to put this in the middle of them. I mean, I've only got 4 roses. So I'm just going to try and make it a little bit equal at the top. I might have to move some Lizzie around, but that's fine. And then you position them in like that. Now I feel like I've got enough flower, but in some places, like for example, this space here looks a little bit naked, and it's because this Lizzie is so small. So I'm going to go in and get 2, let's have 2. Let's have 2. And again, fill the space. My pumpkin feels a little bit drunk. And now we're just going to go with the jip and fill any gaps you can see. Start from the bottom and then work your way up. Again, make sure that the jip is in the oasis. Don't be afraid to move the flowers out of the way, they will just bounce back. I mean, be heavy-handed within reason, you know. Don't go whacking it, and just rough enough to move them out of the way, because they will stay there. They're in the oasis, they're not going anywhere. And I can see my tray, so honestly, don't worry if you can still see yours, because this is what jip is for. And with the uke, you might find that you have to real dig in and move the leaves, because they do get in the way. The leaves are with any greenery really, but mostly uke leaves are tough, so you might have to get in there and really budge them out of the way, because you cannot get through those bad boys. See, I always get ahead of myself. I move up before I finish the bottom. Don't do that. Don't do that. Always finish one area, because you start another area and the next minute you've got bald patches, and no one likes bald patches. I'm going to do a discount code, because obviously I sell these as DIY kits, with the pumpkin, without the pumpkin. I mean, some people like to pick their own, people go pumpkin picking. I don't know if it's happening this year, but people go pumpkin picking, so for that reason I do with pumpkin and without pumpkin prices. And I sell these flowers with the oasis, with the tray, as DIY kits. What should the code be? What should the code be? Let's do pink pumpkin. Pink pumpkin is the discount code. So if you want to order this DIY kit, when you order, just apply the code online, pink pumpkin, or when you message me, or just when you place the order, just use pink pumpkin and you can get a discount. And then you want to move up onto the next layer now. So they sort of have to have, like, there's sort of 3 sections. So obviously you've got the bottom, then you've got the edge or the oasis, and then the top. So just work on it. Just keep it like that all the way through. Just keep it as 3 sections all the way through. And it should really come together, and you should have a stunning shape. And again, whatever you do, just mirror it on the other side, because sometimes they can look odd. They can look really odd and out of shape. Like when I first started doing this, 10 years ago, it was, I learnt on the job. I originally started as like a Saturday girl. It's actually drunk. I started as a Saturday girl in a florist, cleaning, making teas, taking phone calls. And then slowly I learnt on the job. Let me tell you, I had no sense of mirroring. Honestly, who would have thought I'd be here 10 years ago? Not me. I mean, me totally, because it was my dream job. I absolutely loved it. It's all I wanted to do. It's all I've ever wanted to do from the age of 15, 14 or 15. So we're here for a reason. But yeah, like everyone starts off, your first few might not be good, you might not think they look good, but you're starting somewhere, and everyone starts somewhere doing whatever they're doing in life. So okay, now I don't want it to look too much, I don't want there to be too much going on, so I filled in the gaps. I need, and this is what you should do, like as you're doing it, just go around and make sure that it looks mirrored, make sure that it looks like it's fairly balanced on each side. You don't want one side to be heavier than the other. For example, at the front here, this rose is higher than this rose, and that can't happen for me anyway. So, but again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to look pretty. And flowers always look pretty. Like no matter what, they always look so stunning. This is why I love my job. But I don't want to like add too much and then it be too busy. So this is pink pumpkin, autumnal vibes. Let me know if you like this video. Subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you want to see next. And I hope you enjoyed it. This was my first YouTube video, so I'm quite nervous about it, but hopefully it was good. and I hope you love them. If you get round to making this, make sure you tag me on, post it on social media, tag me, think of a hashtag maybe, and let me know how yours turn out. Let me bring it closer to the camera. Gorgeous.